LA.del is currently interoperating with a number of different systems: VDX, Relay, ALIF and Clio, for just a little longer. Each time a library converts from being a standard LA.del library to using its own interlibrary loan system to interoperate with Libraries Australia document delivery, extensive and rigorous testing is required to make sure that both systems can communicate with each other successfully. So these sites have begun interoperating with Libraries Australia document delivery over the past year using their own ISO ILL compliant systems. As you can see, the document delivery team in Libraries Australia has been very busy this year. And in recent years, because the ISO ILL environment in Australia has become more complex as more libraries choose to use their own interlibrary loan systems to interoperate with Libraries Australia document delivery, we've introduced an MOU. We all benefit when ISO ILL requesting between our interlibrary loan systems runs smoothly, and both sides take appropriate action to minimise any system problems that may occur. So with this in mind, Libraries Australia has drawn up a memorandum of understanding with our ISO ILL partners with the aim of setting up the relationship between each library and LA.del and our responsibilities when interoperating with each other using the ISO ILL protocol. Over the past year, we've made a number of changes to improve the usability of the LA.del system. The received by email or FTP status is now in the list of statuses to search in the ILL Advanced Request Search screen, and this allows users to find those requests which have been supplied via DocStore. And 2 new actions have been inserted into the ILL request search page. You can now use the last action drop-down menu to search for requests that are expired or have a message indication. And then, following a survey of LA.del customers, the timeout period on the system was extended from 30 minutes to an hour. Another change is that billing address details in Libraries Australia document delivery location records were removed because these were superfluous. And in DocStore, when attaching a document via DocStore, the lower submit button was changed to read attached to improve usability and to avoid confusion. And users are now able to search on the ILL request search page for the authorization status of acknowledged. So this means that when a request has been received by a responder, they can acknowledge the request, which will then give the request an authorization status of acknowledged. And interlibrary loan email alerts involve the sending of an automated email to a nominated email address when a particular action is sent for a new or existing request. And this improves workflows, for example, for libraries who have a small volume of requests by reducing the need to log in and check for new requests, or for larger libraries who may choose to only utilise particular alerts such as the cancel indication or renew indication. And after a suggestion from a customer, there are now 2 new email alerts for your library as a requesting location: renew answer yes and renew answer no. and also a pilot with Infotrieve as a supplier supporting direct title searching began in May last year. For existing LA.del customers who already had access to Infotrieve, the Infotrieve Australia database was automatically made available as a searchable target. And LA.del customers without an Infotrieve account for access via LA.del could also sign up and request for Infotrieve. Since the Infotrieve database has been made available as a target, requests to Infotrieve have gone up by 250% compared with the previous 12 months. The pilot's been extended and a satisfaction survey will be issued. Now for a look into future developments. As you know, Libraries Australia has a collaborative services agreement with OCLC, and recently discussions began on setting up interlibrary loan network connections between LA.del and WorldCat Resource Sharing. WorldCat Resource Sharing is already interacting with VDX sites in the United States. At this stage, our discussions on interconnection with OCLC are still at the preliminary stage. As you can imagine, there are significant issues like payment mechanisms to be worked out before we can set it up. And shortly, we'll be upgrading the software that underpins LA.del. We plan to implement version 3.2.1 of the VDX software in November, and the training system is scheduled for upgrade in early November and the production system in late November. So now I'll talk to you about what you can expect to see in the new release. So VDX 3.2.1 provides a range of new functionality, and this includes a new layout for reports, new pop-up calendars for date selection, an action drop-down menu in the results screen, updates in item format descriptions, which were previously material type, and the ability to search for item formats in the ILL request search screen. And as well as these changes, there are also behind-the-scenes improvements which improve systems operations and makes it more robust. So within the system, there's a range of reports available to help manage interlibrary lending, and the reports can be used for checking incoming requests, keeping appropriate records, organising workloads, for staff alerts, or for statistical purposes. And your library can run reports based on the number and type of requests and your workflow. In the new version 3.2.1, the layout has been simplified. Reports are no longer numbered but are arranged alphabetically, and the numbering of reports was a historical legacy given that these were developed by the National Library. And OCLC has incorporated them as part of VDX so that they can be accessed by everyone.